Angela's going to lead us. And Angela, if they're not all counting, you start them over again. So can y'all all count?
100, 99, 98. No. 10. No over-engineering. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Good.
Yay!
Good job.
Fulton County kind of took a big step in terms of seeking out the latest and greatest in technology for wastewater treatment. And instead of just building a typical facility using older technologies, they chose the membrane bioreactor system. And this is a simulation of that particular system behind me. This was the first application to use the membrane bioreactor technology to treat wastewater for a facility of our size.
I'm a program manager and I help with the public outreach, and with the visual stuff, we're very visual. We want them to be able to see what we're doing here, and because technically they can't, because everything's underground.
Since 2010, we've seen over 21,000 students. We have programs fit for each age group. We feel it's important that people understand where the water source is, what we do to the water to get it clean to use every day. Once we're done with it, where it goes. And once people gain that knowledge, they can appreciate our water sources a lot more.
We only have one environment that we have to take care of to leave for future generations. And fortunately, through generational awareness, I think that's becoming more and more accepted and understood by the general public.
Because of the wonderful technology we have here, we didn't have to use as much land mass here. So we were able to actually convert a portion of that land into beautiful trails, a stream system.
People love the fact that they have this recreation area now by the river, and a lot of people don't even know this is a wastewater treatment facility. They don't know, because it doesn't smell, so they're just left to assume that it's just some big waterworks building.
The Johns Creek Environmental Campus is a state-of-the-art wastewater treatment facility. It's located in Roswell, Georgia, and it services the Johns Creek Basin area, which includes parts of the cities of Roswell, Alpharetta, and the city of Johns Creek. The basic water treatment cycle is you pull water from a freshwater source, in this area of the Chattahoochee River. You send it to a drinking water treatment facility. They do treatment and get it all cleaned. They send it in pipes underground to your homes and businesses. So like today when you got up, turned the faucet on, you used that water. It changed to wastewater. Once you used it, it goes down the sewer pipes. And unless your house is on what's called a septic system, that wastewater in those sewer lines is taken to an actual basin area. We treat it and clean it again, and then we put it right back into the Chattahoochee River so that downstream river users have water to use. When the wastewater first comes here, it comes in by gravity through pipelines that are about 60 feet underground. And it comes in through to an influent pumping area. And in that area, there are core screens, which they're actually choppers first that chop up any solids in the water. And then when the water reaches that core screen, we're draining out all those things that we've chopped up. So basically what you're doing here is you're sending water to different areas. You're taking something dirty out. You're pushing the cleaner water to the next area. You're taking something dirty out, and the process continues. We're then going to send the water to what's called grit removal. And grit is gravel, sand, and rocky type sediments. That next area is called a primary clarifier. And those are basically just big basins that the water has time to settle. Things are settling down to the bottom, and they call that sludge. That means the cleaner water's on top, and that cleaner water also has a layer of what's called scum, fats, oils, and grease, which people shouldn't put in their sinks. And so we are constantly moving that, as well as the remains from those screens, into an actual wash pactor to wash the remains and then get rid of it. After the water's gone through the primary clarifier, things have settled, we're going to force that water through what are called fine screens. And the fine screens are a little different than the coarse screens because they have even smaller openings. So they're going to catch even more things. So once the water goes through those fine screens and we get out things like hair and different really small particles, we can force that water to what's called the biological process. We call that the bug party because we're actually using the bacteria, microorganisms, and they're going to break down and consume organic matter in that water. And so they're having their bug party because that's their food. So once they've done their job, they're also going to remove phosphorus and nitrogen because too much of that, if we put that back into the river, could cause algae blooms and it could deplete the oxygen for the fish and aquatic life. So we got to pay attention to everything we're doing because the water is ultimately going back to the river. After the biological process, we force that water through our signature process, which is called the membrane bioreactor. And basically, you have to think of it in terms of thousands of strands that look like spaghetti, but they're hollow. And they've got thousands of holes along the sides. And basically, we're going to submerge all these strands in the water, and we're going to force the water through the sides of those strands. But we're only pulling out clean water because the pore size is 0.04 microns. It's so small, it serves as a barrier and keeps the nasty stuff in the basin and pulls clean water through. That clean water is called permeate. Once that water comes out, we'll send it under what's called an ultraviolet disinfection. And basically, the ultraviolet is a very strong light that when the water goes under that light, any bacteria in there is destroyed. Now, when the water came in, it had a low oxygen level too. But we're putting it back in the rivers and we want it to be healthy. So we have to add oxygen or post-aerate it. When the water gets to the proper levels, we put that water right back into the Chattahoochee River via an outfall and diffuser. And basically that regulates how it goes into the river so it's not too strong. People can use the river, go right over that area and not even know it's there. We're actually permitted to treat up to 15 million gallons of wastewater per day. At the end of the process, once we've treated it and cleaned it, we can use a very small percentage of it, which is called reuse. That means the water's clean enough to use. It's not drinkable grade, but it's clean enough for us to put in our toilets. We can use it for fire protection as well as for our landscaping. But the majority of that water does go right back into the Chattahoochee River. One thing that we would love for people to do more of is not pour the fats, oils, and grease down the drain. When you're finished eating, don't throw the food into the sink. Actually sweep it into the trash. Things that go into that system have to be cleaned out at some point. So just try to keep it just to water and the things you can't help that go in there.
Well, one of the really great things Fulton County does is treat water. We're excellent at it. So we took a tour today of our Johns Creek Environmental Campus, which is our sewage treatment plant. And now we're out here at the Tom Lowe Water Resources Facility where our drinking water in North Fulton comes from, educating our local elected officials on the resources that are here that we provide for the cities of North Fulton.
The staff, the facilities are so amazing. And they're so knowledgeable, and everybody just seems wanting to teach you, wanting you to learn what they do, which is great.
The water treatment plant here up in Johns Creek and in Roswell, the sewage treatment plant, I would never have imagined the amount of technology that's embedded and Fulton County is providing us. The quality of the facilities, the quality of the water, it's better than bottled water.
We need to learn and be aware of various aspects of the city. Most importantly, the most life-giving element for all of us, that is the water.
That if Public Works does our job like we're supposed to, nobody knows that we're here. So a lot of times, most people don't think of water unless something major happens. And so we thought this would be a good opportunity to show them a little bit behind the scenes of how hard our staff work on a daily basis to provide something that is so taken for granted on a day-to-day basis by most people, but at the same time is really so important for life.
We've done here, the details of the place I'll leave to others, but I would assume that this facility is probably the only and the best one similar to this in the world today. Is it, Angela?
I would say yes.
It's this thing that we've gotten around. Everybody's always looked at sewage treatment plants. We don't want one of those in our neighborhood. But Fulton County, building this place, and then also the other plant up here, looks like a farm, we have transformed the typical treatment plants to this stage. I don't know what the next step will be, and I'm afraid I won't be here to see it. But it's a wonderful facility. I think we all owe I don't owe me anything, but the Public Works Department and the technical people that work for Fulton County, we owe them a deep debt of gratitude. Let's give them a hand.